Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to yet another video. In today's video, we will be doing a major sound upgrade in Matt's BMW M4 using Bimmertech's Alpha 1 speakers. Today we will be installing the Alpha 1 front speakers as well as the Alpha 1 subwoofers, and this is going to bring a huge upgrade over the Harman Kardon speakers that are currently in his M4. As you guys know, I did the same upgrade in my F10. It is the holiday time again, and Bimmertech is coming at you guys with a 10% discount as well as an additional 5% discount if you use the code that is on screen and linked down below, as well as on top of getting the 10 and my 5% discount, so that's 15 total, you will also be getting a Bimmertech Alpha 1 toolkit to help you aid with the install. In a minute, I'll go over and show you guys everything that you get in this kit. We'll show the speakers, we'll show the subwoofers, and then we'll show the installation toolkit that you get, which is pretty freaking sweet. And yeah, so we're gonna get started. Before we get started with today's video, give this video a huge thumbs up. Consider subscribing. Like always, check out all the links down below in the description, as well as our new website, EM Performance. All that will be linked down below. EM Performance is the home of the NBT Evo retrofit. Right now, it is the cheapest one in the country if you're looking to get an NBT Evo retrofit, as well as coding, tuning, any sort of modifications like that we have on EM Performance, and that will be linked down below. Alright, so I want to give you guys a quick look at the speakers just to show you that Bimmertech has you covered with everything you need. So starting right here, we have the Alpha 1 front upgrade for the speakers. These are the door speakers along with the tweeters, the center speaker with the tweeter, as well as all of the adapters that you need for the speakers. You even get cool little sticker that says perfected by Bimmertech. Awesome. And then right here, these are the bad boys that I'm super excited for. I have them in my F10. They sound absolutely killer. These are the Bimmertech Alpha 1 subwoofers, and man, do they pack a punch. I know people that have Bang & Olufsen speakers in their BMW F06, and they've replaced them with these because they sound that much better. One last awesome thing that you will get if you use the discount code, you will get this little toolkit right here. This has everything that you possibly need to install the speakers. So everything here, this is all you need. So super cool kit, absolutely love it. Gonna throw it in one of the cars because it looks killer. And yeah, so we are gonna get going with a sound comparison. We're gonna throw that in real quick. We're gonna do a sound comparison. But before we do that, I just wanna let you guys know, some people are on the fence about buying these. I just wanna let you guys know that these speakers are plug and play. That's why all these adapters are here. They are adjusted to your model. So basically you wouldn't get speakers that don't fit your car. These screw holes will line up with the factory screw holes that are in your car. As you can see, these ones have a little piece of foam around it. Those are for your doors, and everything just fits. They are premium materials. As you can see, they just scream quality. Look at all this aluminum here. Bimmertech also provides a 2-year warranty as well as professional support. So if you get stuck while installing these and you're like, man, I'm stuck, first refer to our video, right? We're installing them in a car. I have a video for my F10. Now we have a video for an F82 M4. Pretty much they're very similar, all BMWs. Refer to the video, but if you need help, they are there to help you, which is awesome. So yeah, let's get going with the sound test and let's get installing these speakers. Super simple to install, but we're gonna go over it today. Okay, so we're starting with the door speakers, and basically take a plastic pry tool right under here, and there's going to reveal some screws. Pretty easy, just work it very slowly and the clips will start to come off. Not too much pressure, you could break it, especially with the age of these cars, but usually just work it out and it will come out. So once you have that panel off, you'll notice that there's two T25. There's one right here and there's one right there. These are the two screws that are securing in the door. Matt's undoing them right now, and then we should be good after that to pry off the door panel. So we just kept prying around the door. It was actually really difficult. We thought we were gonna break something, but it's really just those two screws that are holding it in, and then we used a plastic pry tool in our hands to run it around the sides, and eventually it's off. And then at the top, you kind of just pull up and then flip it back. And there's a few connectors. We're gonna move the camera so we can get a better view. So the first thing we're gonna undo is, this is for the door handle, super simple to undo. And then next we have, this is for the ambient lighting. And these are kind of tricky. You usually probably need a plastic pry tool. Let's see if we can get it. And there's a few of them. And then that actually leads into the other side. I think we have to pop this out. We'll do that in a minute. So from the other side, we'll have to pop out the handle. But there's a few more right here. This is for the bottom light for the door. Same thing. Either use your hand or a plastic pry tool. And then finally, this connector right here for the light comes out. We'll actually get this from the other side, just because there's no, you really can't stick your hand in there. I don't know why BMW did it like this, but it looks like you have to pop out this panel right here. So we'll figure out how that comes out and then we'll come back. So we went ahead and were able to get the controller out for the window switch. It was actually really difficult. We had to pry from the front and not the back. This is the connector. You can just leave it in and hang it around the whole panel on the side if you don't want to remove it, just because the leather is nice and you can damage it. One thing that we did notice is Matt's vapor barrier is coming loose. It's a really good time when you're doing this to take a look at it and make sure that it is all set, because water can leak in here and you can have some electronic issues. We're actually going to heat it up and make sure it adheres. But here's a look at your little baby speaker. Look at that junk. So we're going to be replacing that today. The new Bimmertech speakers. It looks like there's 3 T20 bolts holding it in. So the 3 Torx are T20. So we're going to remove these. Here's actually a quick little comparison that you can see of the Bimmertech Alpha 1 speakers. So has even more foam than the factory one, and the foam is pretty hard on the factory one. So this just should slip out. It's actually been in there for a while, so it's kind of stuck to it. And then you have 2 connectors. One is the main power in, and one is main power and signal, which runs in the same cable. And then here is for your tweeters. So they just piggyback off it, which is really nice. You actually don't need 2 separate connections. And there's your old one. Here's the tweeter. It actually just kind of sits in there. There's this little like groove right here and a groove right here that it lines up. And then here is the back side of it. It's kind of weird how it comes out. So it's literally just like foam. And you pull the foam out. Just like that. And it's like wrapped around it weird. And then this is actually just in there with plastic tabs. So we're gonna release the plastic tabs and push in the new one and then route the wires for it accordingly. So here's the old speaker. We pried it out using the included toolkit. And then here is the new one that pops right in. And just like that. All right, so we are going to install the new speaker. Right here, Bimmertech applies this little adapter that you need. So it says amp in, mid out. These do not matter which one you plugged it into, but we're just gonna keep with how the factory goes. So this mounts up right here. and then this will plug into your factory. This is coming from the amp, and there is a little like sticky thing so you can stick it to the door so it doesn't go anywhere. And then we will deal with the tweeter in a minute once this is mounted. So then these two connect to each other, and we'll figure out a nice place to mount, maybe something like that. We got to figure out a good place to mount it, but there's a little piece of sticky tape so it stays out of the way. And then we have the tweeter. We just put it back the same way that the factory wire was going. So did that, and now this just kind of clips back in. You're gonna have to play with it a little bit to actually get it in, but it does go in. There's a little alignment tab too. And lastly, this piece just connects in. Cool. And then we will figure out how we're going to mount this. Okay, it's all put back together. We used a little twist tie that came with the speakers, and everything is put back together. So we're gonna throw back the door panel on, and we're gonna get moving with the subwoofers. Or actually, before we do the subwoofers, we're gonna do the center speaker, and we're also going to take some heat to this vapor barrier just to make sure that's adhered in every place. Like right here, it's coming off. So we're just gonna run a heat gun around it, make sure it's secure. Something you should do too in your car. All right, so we're moving on to the center speaker, probably one of the most challenging ones to get off because of this grill, and also the screen is kind of in the way. So we're going to use a small plastic pry tool and just work it around the grill. I actually broke mine on my F10, so be very, very careful when attempting to do this. Just kind of run your plastic pry tool around. There's some clips holding it in, and then after that, the fun part happens of trying to get your Torx driver in there and undo. There's three Torx bolts holding in the speakers and 2 holding in the tweeter. Oh, didn't break anything. Professional. So Matt's hard at work undoing the Torx bolts. After struggling for a little bit, Matt got it out. I've already done this twice in my F10. I know the pain. There's just no room in there. It absolutely sucks. All right, so we wired up the center channel the same way that we wired up the door speaker, where you go from the input wire that's blue to the crossover to the speaker, and then in the other port that's open, you just plug in the tweeter and install in the reverse order. Pretty simple. They make it like super user-friendly. Again, it's a plug-and-play system. That we're gonna have to figure out how to, there's like a little hole down there. I think we're gonna try to nestle it right there where the hole where the wire comes out. We're probably just gonna be able to nestle that down below. So we got the speaker and tweeter mounted. What we ended up doing is routing the tweeter wire like outside of the little cavity, and then we stuck the crossover under so nothing rattles. And now we're putting back on the cover. Just snaps in. Cool, and that is done. We are now moving on to the subwoofers. So we did the passenger side off screen just to get it done quicker, and now we're gonna show you guys how to install the woofers. Okay, so it's time to install the Bimmertech subwoofers. This is the part that I am most excited about. To do that, we have to remove the seats. Not fully, you can kind of just like tip them back. And to do so, it looks like there is 4 T50 Torx bolts holding them in, so you just undo them. And you can actually see this is the woofer sits right under here. So we're gonna undo the front and we're gonna undo the back. So basically you run the seat all the way back and then all the way forward, and then you can tilt it back. So you do not need to disconnect the airbag. You can just flip the seat back, and that's what we're gonna do. So just like that, the seat is tilted back, and we have 4, I believe it is, T15 bolts to take out, and we're gonna use the Milwaukee, this thing is awesome, this little right angle tool. It's great, goes in anywhere. Speeds up the job a lot. So that's there. And then the old woofer is actually held in with more bolts. It's held in with another 4 T20 or T15 bolts, and you can see what the old woofers are that we're taking out. These are actually left over from my F10 that Matt decided to put in his car, and we're taking them out, and I'm sure you know why. Very tight in there, but it does come up. And then the wire's really short. You guys can't even see it, but the wire's like all the way against the side of the car, and there is just one little pin holding it in, and that's where we're going to use the metal pick to actually pull it out. And we will give you a comparison of the old to new. Like I said, this is a other aftermarket brand that we are replacing for obvious reasons. Before we install the new woofers, we wanted to give a look. These are the factory HK woofers. I then gave Matt this woofer to upgrade to, and now we're putting the Alpha 1 woofers, and I promise you, I've tried all 3 of them in my F10. This is the clear winner. This is why I run this woofer in my car. It's the best woofer out of all of them. I promise you guys that. You'll notice a huge difference. So now we're gonna go ahead and install this woofer. As you saw, take out the old one. It was very easy. 4 bolts held in the cover, and then 4 more held in the woofer itself. Super simple. All right, everyone, that is going to conclude today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys enjoyed the sound comparison. These speakers and subwoofers offer a massive upgrade in terms of clarity, bass, and just overall sound amazing. Huge upgrade, super happy with them. I'm sure Matt's gonna be super happy with them. First thing he noticed right off the bat, and first thing I noticed right off the bat, was the bass. The bass is insane from the subwoofers compared to factory. With that being said, like I mentioned, Bimmertech is running a promotion. They are running a Black Friday special, so it is 10% off with additional 5% off using my coupon code that will be linked down below and on the screen here. That will run until November 27th. You will also get a free toolkit that you guys saw us use in the video. Makes installing these speakers so much better. I'll have the speakers linked down below. If you guys have any thoughts, concerns, drop them in the comments down below. We'll be sure to answer them. With that being said, give this video a huge thumbs up. Consider subscribing. Check out Bimmertech down below. They have some awesome other products besides speakers, remote starts, other amazing things. So check all that out in the link below, and I will catch you guys in the next one. And one last thing before I forget, check out our website again. I know I mentioned that in the beginning of the video, but I'm going to mention it again. Our website, EM Performance, will be linked down below for all of your coding, retrofits, tuning, Apple CarPlay, anything like that that you need for your BMW and Mini. We have it.